Welcome to ASRM Today, a podcast that takes a deeper dive into the current topics in reproductive medicine.
I'm Jeffrey Hayes, and today on the show I'm talking with Dr. Joseph Sanfilippo about the new Training Surgical Research Fund. Dr. Sanfilippo, welcome to ASRM Today.
Thank you.
And also joining me from ASRM is Holly Hilton. Holly, how are you doing?
Great, thanks so much.
Fantastic. Dr. Sanfilippo, I wanted to ask you, why do we need such a fund?
Great question. Thank you very much for this opportunity. The way I look at things, all of us, or many of us, have been in the operating room, and we're at a crossroad where this is something challenging in the OR. And the resident says to me, the attending, well, why don't we approach it this way? And my point being, we don't always have the opportunity to look at innovative thinking at resident level. So this kind of piqued my interest. And what I want to do is foster that innovative thinking in the operating room.
Are there national surveys sort of showing the need for this?
There is clearly a need to kind of pave the way for our residents in training. And not only residents in training, but I'm going to step back and say medical students and fellows.
Okay.
And there was, and I'm glad you asked, because there was a study that the GYN oncologist conducted. And what the bottom line there was, yeah, we're really good in teaching medicine and surgery and maybe basic statistics, information, etc. But residents have to do a scholarly project. And that's a little bit where the ball is dropped. And here we're going to talk about in a minute what I consider is an approach to fill that void. And that's a fund that I have in mind.
Now, residents are, of course, required to perform scholarly research. It is part of the training, part of what they do. Would this help them?
Absolutely, because what this is a fund which is for in-training residents, medical students, and fellows. And the goal is to allow them to have monies, funding for pilot studies, and to have an idea and to be able to bring that to fruition. And that means that if we have a fund where a resident says, I have an idea, I'd like to come up with a model of teaching something or to do something differently. Well, the goal of this fund, which is designed for in-training residents, in-training students and fellows, and it is a program that the Society for Reproductive Surgeons, in collaboration with ASRM, has put together. And I'm absolutely honored that they have entitled it the Sanfilippo Fund. So the Sanfilippo Fund is designed to have small grants, pilot studies for, again, those in training, so they can embellish an idea and, as I say, bring it to fruition.
So this is targeted primarily towards residents, or how wide of a net are we casting here?
Again, a good question. So the plan is that once we have adequate funding, we will send out a request for proposals. So here, a resident would, or a student or a fellow would submit to SRS, ASRM, the Sanfilippo Fund, an idea. And we'll have a committee that will review all of the proposals and then make awards accordingly.
Okay. So how do people donate them?
Well, I'll be happy to jump in with that answer.
Fantastic.
It's really easy to give. You can just go to the ASRM.org website and click Donate Now and scroll down until you find the Sanfilippo Fund. And anyone can make gifts that are 100% tax deductible towards the fund.
Wonderful, wonderful. And also, as always, you can contact us, ASRM at asrm.org, if you have questions about it, or at least we can point you in the right direction towards Holly or whoever needs to answer all that. I want to take a moment here to talk about your book, The Expert Guide to Fertility, Boost Your Chances for Pregnancy. First of all, congratulations on it, and what can you tell us a little bit about it?
Thank you. As an individual who's spent over 40 years in academic medicine in this capacity, I've always felt that there is an absolute need to have a book available for patients. And I like to say it's a companion book. In other words, if the diagnosis is infertility, which as most all of us know, is inability to conceive after 1 year of unprotected intercourse in an individual, a woman who's 35 or younger, or 6 months if she's 35 or older. And so it's very complex to navigate through the system, if you will. So the book is designed to say, here's a problem, and this is how this is the diagnostic evaluation. These are the potential treatment options. For instance, you're in the military, and you're in this quagmire of what do I do? Where do I go? Well, the book is designed to help you, again, navigate through all of the things pertinent to the military. You have a problem with fibroids. Well, always have a patient, a true patient at the beginning of the chapter and another patient at the end of the chapter and what they went through with that particular problem. And so it would teach the individual, these are the diagnostic tests that would go with fibroids. These are the diagnostic tests that go with endometriosis. And these are the potential treatment options. So my hope is that as a couple go through this, they have a guide. They have this book to sit on their bedstand, if you will, and say, this is the next move, this is where we're going to go. And I'm always encouraging patients to get into the system early on. As soon as you sense I have a problem getting pregnant, speak up, see your OBGYN, see a reproductive endocrinologist.
So this book is really, would you say it is more patient-forward focused?
Totally patient-focused.
Well, wonderful. And this is available now everywhere?
Well, that's a good question. It will become available December 26th.
December the 26th. Well, we will definitely go ahead and put a link in our show notes just in case people want to pre-order the book, which I think is always an option. And we'll also, anything that we've mentioned that we can link to, including the fund, we can put that link in our show notes for people to click on. Yes, Holly.
I just want to talk for just a second about the Sanfilippo Fund and why it's unique and new to ASRM.
Okay.
It's so exciting to see this fund being created because Dr. Sanfilippo and the other donors to the fund have this vision for how they can create substantial change in the field. And they're demonstrating how philanthropy can do that. Individuals pooling their philanthropic gifts to create the change that they want to see. It's really exciting, and we wish you the speedy completion of the fund so we can start making grants hopefully next year or the year after.
Thank you. I'm excited about it, and it really is an opportunity for, again, those in training to step up to the plate and make a difference. So I thank you for this opportunity.
And I want you to come back when this book is actually published in December, and we'll talk some more about it. How about that?
I would look forward to that. Thanks so much.
Fantastic. I want to thank you both for being here today. As always, you can email us asrm@asrm.org. And until next time, I'm Jeffrey Hayes, and this is ASRM Today.
This concludes this episode of ASRM Today. For show notes, author information, and discussions, go to asrmtoday.org. This material is copyrighted by the American Society for Reproductive Medicine and may not be reproduced or used without express consent from ASRM. ASRM Today series podcasts are supported in part by the ASRM Corporate Member Council.
The information and opinions expressed in this podcast do not necessarily reflect those of ASRM and its affiliates. These are provided as a source of general information and are not a substitute for consultation with a physician.